That's from a plane, bro. Now here's what they
And
don't tell you.
they had to add color to it, right? So you can
Exactly.
visually just imagine.
Exactly. That picture on the right is what they actually got. They use RGB filters and then run it through a program, and then they say based on the science, this is what it looks like, and then they literally do artwork on a computer program and then release it to public. This is an official story. So yeah, that picture on the left CGI, but I mean supposedly from the picture on the right that they got from the plane.
Horsehead
So,
Nebula. Yeah.
So yeah, man. I mean, you can get pictures of space that look like this from a plane. So
Just throw that out there.
It's an iPhone, bro. It's an iPhone. It's crazy, right? Just objectively.
where's the
It's,
color?
it's in Colorado. What's the place called? It's the cult place, actually. I was there with my girlfriend. But it's actually a super. It's a city that's very, very good for astronomical observations. Actually, you asked about the color. I think one of these is the Milky Way, but I can't tell you exactly which one. But yeah, if you want to try and capture stuff like this, I mean, ProCam, like I said, $3.99, unlimited updates. It's pretty crazy, man. You point it at the sky and see what you can capture on a dark night. Like thinking back about it, right? Like you were over land for quite a while. What, an hour and a half, 2 hours, where you're flying inland. And like if you think about it, right? You look at a map of Antarctica and you're over top of it. Does it feel? Does it feel about like if you were flying, I don't know, to the middle of the United States, sort of? Like, does it make sense from a geographical like representation of what?
We weren't even close to the middle of Antarctica.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Like, does it feel like a geographical representation of what you expect? How far you flew inland to where you were when you look at a map over top? It might be.
I
It
guess,
might not
yeah.
be.
It's like it's barely inland.
Yeah. How far were you?
It's like,
How long? Like when you guys broke water onto land, what was it? An hour and a half, 2 hours, or am I off?
yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
The only reason I brought up earlier about I'm not trying to be like a dick, but like I mean, in a way, right? You're sort of getting the brunt of a lot of the community about you. All you did was like just come back and tell people what you saw, right? Like, and I think that's even though you and Jaren kind of had a split, but like it is kind of in a way like surprising, I feel like, to anybody, or culture shock or whatever you want to call it, to like just be like, really? Like maybe I have to rethink what like what's going on right now, sort of thing, I guess. Like when I mentioned the shill comment earlier, it just felt like you kind of got cast out for doing nothing other than kind of being where you were and just saying what you saw.
Yeah, everyone that reacts like that is hella lame. And there are people that are hella lame on both quote unquote sides.
Sure.
But yeah, I think there's a huge overrepresentation on the globe side though, because to have some type of obsessive infatuation with like being sadistic or trying to humiliate or beat down other people that question what you claim to be like easily and definitively proven, and it's what the mainstream believes, is kind of weird. So like there's probably some people that don't have like this super lame malevolent intent, but obviously you have a way higher percentage of people that do on that side. And quote unquote flat earthers, many of them are like, yo, I have no idea what the earth is. Just the globe model doesn't add up. And the people that defend it just like all parrot and repeat the same things and don't address the evidence directly. Like almost every glober I talk to, 7 years in, still lies about Mickelson Morley. So it's like, I don't know. The point is like there's a bunch of people on the other side that are like much more open minded. They're like, okay, evidence doesn't all make sense. The left side has to pretend it all makes perfect sense, and you know,
Well,
it's just weird. You're going to get way different people under those parameters.
yeah, and if you look at it from our side, it's like we all kind of we all kind of. I mean, the experiment was sort of, you can call it an experiment, but or you can call it an observation, whatever they want to say. But it was sort of like if you go here and you see this, you sort of say this is what it is, and if you go there, like if you go there and you see that, you sort of say, well, it's that. And so that's why it was kind of surprising to everyone on the globe side. And yeah, you're going to get the vitriol that you will, naturally mark up the population. There's a certain amount of people that are just going to fucking go at you. But I think the thing that I was trying to point out is like maybe it was more surprising that people from even within your own subscriber base, and I mean I can't like represent, you're the only person that has access to that, but like I feel like a lot of them might have just sort of done the opposite of what you would have anticipated, or maybe you expected that fall off. I'm not sure, but
So like specifically from the people that follow my channel, I think that the percentage that did that was actually pretty small. But like
okay,
there were some people that were surprising. And then
yeah,
the amount of people in general that did it were surprising. There are definitely some content creators that were surprising. But like to me it's like awesome because like now I know you guys are they're retarded. And like I wasn't like monitoring everyone, to see how retarded they were or to see like how dishonest they were. I mean, if I came across anyone that was being dishonest, then I called them out the whole time I've been a part of it. So like,
yeah,
people from that side will say I didn't, but I did. And then when I hear flat earthers say things that are provably not true, I correct them. When I hear them misrepresent the globe, I correct them. Um, and I was like super upfront the whole time that like if we actually get on the plane to go, I fully expect to see the 24-hour sun, unless there was like you know you
well,
couldn't see
from
the sun.
I think you decided that in Punta Arenas, right? Like I think you kind of understood that that was sort of what you were expecting.
Well, I said that for weeks. Like either they're gonna cancel the trip, there's gonna be like tons of clouds or something,
Yeah,
or it's there. Like it's like obviously they're not gonna take us there if it's not there, right? So and I also said very clearly like it would be very interesting. I would have to obviously factor that in. This position I previously held, where I'm like, I think it's possibly not there, or I even like for a long time leaned towards thinking it wasn't because of some of the sketchiness behind the observations. Like in
right.
hindsight, the people like editing that video claiming it was a 24-hour sun, but they lied and they put the beginning at the end and looped it around. Like they did way more damage to the truth than I mean they could even imagine. But now being there, I realized what probably happened was they went and their camera died or something, and they were like not going to be able to replicate it. They're like, okay, we gotta come away with something. So they just like looped it and thought it wasn't a huge deal. And but
Yeah.
you
And
know,
I think it kind of goes back to what well, and you might disagree with this, but I felt like it was sort of a general feeling about even maybe even Elizabeth, I'm not sure, but um Jaren just said, "Hey, these guys are just here doing their thing," right? Like they go to the north during the summer when it's in the north, and they're kind of like ski brats that like go to the mountain and like kind of like help people like learn how to ski and shit. And they might be from like Russia or wherever the fuck they're from, where it's like it makes sense, but like it feels like sort of the same kind of vibe that you get from the people that work there, that they're just like making a living, and they maybe they just don't, maybe it's just them that they don't feel like, it doesn't feel like they're doing anything that's like was scripted or whatever.
100%, they were just there. 100%.
They're just doing their thing, right? Like they're just being
Yeah,
people. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
So
I don't
and
know if
that
I'd say the ski brat thing. Like it's pretty rugged there. So like, uh, like yeah, like the girls were pretty like hard around, like rough around the edges, we'll say, and like like no one's there that's like soft, right? Because it just sucks. The conditions
Yeah, yeah.
suck.
Right. And that was probably hard. That was probably like sort of another like facet of the whole trip and the whole vibe where you're like, when you come back and you have to, you have to think about it deep. That I'm sure that crossed your mind, right? Like, how do I reconcile these people just kind of doing their thing? Like, you sort of, I don't know if you sort of
No,
make
not
that
really,
like
bro.
a
Made
back
perfect sense.
burner
Like,
thing. Okay.
made perfect sense. If the sun was really there doing that, then it makes perfect sense, right? That they would just be there. Like, I mean, there's
Yeah.
only like a small handful of places you can go there. And dude, I 100% still think that there's sketchy stuff being hidden in Antarctica, bro. Like 100%. Like if I was a glober, I would think that. It's just like so much sketchiness around that place. I do
Yeah, I'm not.
understand now firsthand that it's like, I mean, it's super difficult to do anything there. And I mean, yeah, of course, people don't travel all over that place because they would die. And that place
Yeah,
will
that's
swallow you up and not even like think about it.
careful and you're dead. Like I think
It's
that's
like,
what you're trying to
it's
allude to.
insanely, it's like,
Yeah.
it feels insanely risky to be there. Like that's how it feels the whole time you're there. Like flying into there, you're like, damn, bro, like people are not supposed to be here. So like
I get that.
very quickly, I'm like, all right, bro, all these stories about like traveling this place, like, nah, man, not gonna happen. You have to have a like an airship or something that would just go and go and go and go and go and then like just be ready to die.